Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the REI Network podcast with me, Gavin Timms. I am coming live right now from the UK, from the United Kingdom, Great Britain. I am back at my parents' house. It's nearly been 3 years. Can you believe that? I normally travel here at least twice a year, and this is again my first time in nearly 3 years, which is insane. The time has gone so quickly. Obviously over COVID and the travel restrictions. And I finally made it. I'm here and still making things happen. So I wanted to do an episode. Again, this is my first one from the UK in a while, and I wanted to do it on how to run the business from abroad. Okay, so if you're outside of the country, what are the things that you need to do to be able to travel on your schedule? What things do you need? What things do you need in place to be able to operate? And I want to talk about the things that I need to do and the way that you can build your business in exactly the same way. Now, hopefully, my internet is good. Hopefully, everyone can hear me and I'm not skipping. I can't do a whole lot about that, and that is sometimes the worry. I don't have my main camera with me, so it is a little fuzzy than normal. But these are things you can't have everything, right? You can't bring all your equipment, but you still have to make things happen. So first thing is when I'm going is obviously my phone, right? So I'm on my US phone. I'm with Verizon, and when I travel outside the country, especially in the UK, and I'm sure you can bolt on other countries, I have to pay $10 a day um, to operate my phone unlimited. So that means I have internet, I can text, I can call, everything, and it's $10 a day. So I make sure that that is on my account. That automatically activates when I'm outside of the country. And then my phone immediately works. So if you're not here, it's not charging you, but when you're here, it's on my account. Like I said, it kicks straight in. So make sure that I have to have my phone available. And then I have my laptop, which I'm talking to you on right now, recording this podcast, and I make sure that I have internet. Now, if I have them things, I can now literally operate anywhere in the world. I have to be obviously mindful of the time zone. So when I do my coaching calls in my group, for instance, they're 11 a.m. Eastern time, so I need to be doing them at 4 p.m. in the UK. So I do have to change the time zone and obviously be mindful of that, just like you would be if you were talking to your sellers and making sure they're not asleep. It's not in the middle of the night. Now that's common sense, but sometimes you forget and you'll do these things. So once you have your phone and your laptop, you're pretty much good to go. You have Wi-Fi. You can go to coffee shops or hotels or wherever you are and get on that. That's literally what you need to build. To be able to operate a virtual business. And then depending on then how much do you actually want to work. Now, one of the most amazing things, but frustrating things when I travel, especially to the UK, is I work probably an hour and 30 minutes yesterday. I might do 2 hours today. I will then probably do an hour tomorrow and then take the rest of the week off. So let's say I'm going to be working 6 hours this week. I still feel that I accomplished just as much as if I'm working a 10-hour day at home. Okay. And it's be down to because I prioritize my time. So when I have a limited time, I prioritize my tasks and I have to hit them in order to be able to complete them and move forward. So I'm not having thinking, wasting space of what am I going to do? What should I do next? What do I need to create? Should I work on this? Should I work on that? I have a very strict plan of these are the things I need to do in this time window. I get them done. It's very quickly efficient, and then I'm still moving forward rather than having all the time in the world sitting there for 10 hours and going, well, did I actually do anything today? Which happens a lot to all entrepreneurs. Okay. So actually, I am more efficient by being here because of that prioritizing. So, what I would say to you watching this, if you're not traveling, is try and get in that mindset. It's the same thing if you're working your day to day job, you're doing your W 2, you have limited time where you have to make sure that the time that you spend, whether it's after you put the kids to bed, when you in your lunch break, when you get off work, that time is spent on a high dollar an hour activity trying to make money in this business. Okay, it's exactly the same thing because again, when you're traveling, limited time's limited, just like it is in your job. So prioritizing is going to be key. Time management, making sure that you've got your tasks and you understand what you're going to be doing next. So there are just a few things that I would definitely look at immediately. Then as you build this out, I've always traveled in real estate since I got into it. I went virtual because I'm from England And if I need to come home, spend time here, I need to be operating from anywhere. So that's where the phone, the laptop, and I would still work a lot more than I used to when coming to the UK. I'd still do probably 4, 5, 6 hours a day, even sometimes in the evenings. Sometimes when I was doing marketing, I would have to get up at 2, 3 in the morning, especially when I was marketing in Phoenix, because they'd be getting off at 6 o'clock in the afternoon after work, and I've got to get up at 2, 3 in the morning to have a conversation about their property. So sometimes you have to do what you got to do. That's not all the time, but you do have to dig in sometimes and do the things that you don't want if you're going to be successful, right? It's all about taking chances. It's all about failing forward. If you haven't failed yet, then you haven't done enough, right? Because it's going to happen. I had a conversation with my brother and a few friends. We went out last night for some dinner, and we're having this conversation because obviously they're all in W-2 jobs, most of them, and we're talking about kind of the entrepreneur and the things that I would do, the risks that I would take, the way that I calculate things, the way that I believe that everything's going to work when I go into it at 100%, and if it doesn't, I pivot and change. And sometimes you've got to get that mindset right. And it was another eye opener having discussions with them, and the way that I see it is completely different, right? They're going up the chain in their jobs, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you're always working for the higher person. You're always working for the boss. You're always making the company money. You're not making your money. And it was just a couple of things. Like we went heavily into flipping. I've talked about this last year. It was a mistake, and it was a mistake. My business plan was on point. It was great. I wouldn't change it today. The bit that I would change is looking maybe on the negative. Well, what if it doesn't go right? What if the contractor doesn't work out? What if they leave? What if you pay them and they don't do the work properly and you have to get it redone? What if the inventory's not been checked? And logged in properly? What if things are going from different houses to the other and not being logged? What about the books? Who's going to run that? So all of these things that I could have done better that took a lot of time. And I was telling them, even though we made money in flips, we did okay in flips, but the opportunity cost that I bought the whole team away from because we were in 5, 6, 7 flips, then my whole wholesale team had to get involved to get them over the line. And then obviously the wholesaling starts to go down. So you can see how that works because you don't have the right team members in place. I thought we could do it. I still think we're going to go back and do it because it's not done. We made money again, but the opportunity costs that were lost were much higher than what we made by staying in our lane, doing what we do, okay, and doing it better. And it came down literally to team members, some standard operating procedures that we didn't follow, and then obviously the knock-on effect. So I was kind of sharing this, and I could see like, yeah, I thought opportunity cost last year was about 300 grand. And you can just see them going like, what? Like, that's not just so everyone's listening. That's not 300 grand that I lost. It was just from doing a different thing. It cost me in opportunities if I would have stayed where I was. Just like when you guys are watching going, well, I do 5 wholesale deals a month and I want to go and do creative finance. Great. And then you start doing 3 wholesale deals a month and 2 creative finance. So you've not actually got anywhere, right? Now you've learned a new strategy, but you've not built on that. So you've actually gone, well, hold on, my creative finance isn't that good. I got 200 a month. It's the long play, but I'm losing 2 wholesale deals at 15. I'm losing 30 grand a month there. Okay. And that wouldn't be where you've then built that right, unless that's what you wanted to do. So you should be going, well, I'm still going to do 5 and I'm going to do creative to get up to 7, 8, 9 deals a month, right? So having that team built out in order to be able to do that. So when we're out of the country and traveling, excuse me, what the good thing is that we can use virtual assistants. So my VAs, Rod, my lead VA, runs all my marketing. So they are like literally a marketing machine, spitting out leads daily. They're coming in for the team. So I need to make sure that I double check. Have we got leads coming in? Yes, we have. We've also got them people on the phone. I've actually, from the UK, just hired an acquisition manager. We're just finalizing the details now. She's going to be starting in a couple of days. And again, done from the UK. Why? Phone, laptop, phone, laptop. Remember, if you're not going to see the house, you are now virtual. That is it. The only thing that's stopping you is that. If you're physically not going to go in that property, you can work from anywhere. You just have to, again, watch the time zone, make sure you're accessible, you have your phone and things like that. And as you build more systems out, you can be more hands off. So even the time when I say I'm doing now in 30 minutes, to 2 hours, it's probably literally 10 minutes on real estate and it's the rest on coaching. Just some group stuff that I do, obviously quieten that down while I'm traveling. And you can see then, how that plays out. So having your acquisition, your disposition, your business partners, your VAs, your marketing, everything happening scaled so you can actually run a business where you work on it and not in it. You can see then the ability to be able to travel. Now, if you're in that seat of you're in acquisition, you're in probably one of the most important positions in the business because you're acquiring property. That is the start to making money. Now you can still do it. You've just got to, like I told you, you just have to make sure that your time is set aside. Even if it's 3, 4, 5 hours where you can pound the phone, still do your thing, still make your offers, still do your follow-up, still lock up deals. All that can be done outside of the country. Absolutely. 100,000%. One, because I've done it. Two, I still do it. Three, a lot of other people do it. So you can do it as well. So there is no, well, I can't travel. The only reason you can't travel in this business is if you are running every appointment, seeing every house, taking pictures, showing it to buyers. Then yes, you can't leave, because guess what? When we talk about opportunity costs, you leave, okay? You leave and go to, let's say, on vacation for 2 weeks. You didn't make any money, because the way that you've built the business is not wrong. You just need to understand that. So there's a difference when we come into the business on a virtual level. We create a vision, right? We talk about this a lot. Creating a vision for your life and building a business around it. Now, there's one thing I will tell you, really started to harp on and add on to this, is if you have family members, you're a family of just a couple of you, or you've got kids, whatever, depending on age, make sure everyone is on the same playing field, or the same mindset, or the same plan as you in terms of that vision. Do not do the mistake that I made. I went and created a vision that I thought was right for us, but it was right for me. I just assumed. You never assume in this business. Make sure that you build the vision together. And then once you have the vision together, you know where you both stand. And then you can dig in, create a business around it, and then have an exit plan to get out of the business. Now, I'm not saying I hate the word hustle, but sometimes that's what you got to do. You got to work hard early on. Give yourself 6 months, 6 months to exit the business. If you work hard enough, you can absolutely do it, even in a year, whatever you want target wise. Exit the business, put the things in place so you can then start wearing different hats, exiting, putting people in place. Once you have everyone in place, now you're working on the business, not in the business, which then opens everything up to travel, more ventures, with more JVs, more going into more markets. Okay, there's nothing crazy to me when people say, "Oh, I'm so busy and making great money, but I'm going to go and open up a new market." And it's like, that is the most insane thing that I've ever heard. Why? Because you don't have any time. If you take on more things, you just get busier. You're getting further away from the target of exiting the business and working on it and not in it. So you have to put the systems in place, and then you go again and duplicate. Okay, the reason I have the ability to build marketing any single market and generate leads is because um, I have the systems. I can do it anywhere, whether it's in Hawaii, Maui, whether it's in San Francisco, California, Louisiana, Georgia. It doesn't matter where it is. I will be able to do that because I have the systems. I have the proven system to be able to do it. And that's what you're going to do. Once you have it built in one, you're then going to duplicate maybe another acquisition, maybe another business partner on the ground, maybe a acquisition disposition, maybe a closing coordinator that's going to run them all. Maybe your disposition can run multiple markets. Depending on what that vision is and what you're trying to create is how you're going to build that around it to get where you're going, right? And it's insane to me that people don't have that plan, because all you're doing is swapping a job for a job. And that's what you're doing. Okay. You're leaving one job to go into another job. Now, this job in real estate makes you more money than your old job. Yeah. But that doesn't mean you're happier. What are the goals? Is it to spend more time with the family? Is it to travel? Is it you're a workaholic and you love it? Is it you love going on appointments? All of them things are right answers. Okay. But it's about your answers and then you creating it around that. Okay. That is going to be the key. So, and that's what I've been able to do. Joe said to me yesterday, we had a conversation, how long are you staying in the UK? You're going to do a couple of weeks, a couple of months, because it doesn't matter. That's the reality. It doesn't actually matter. Now I'm going to be doing 12 days, and then I go to St. Louis, and then I'm back in Savannah, and I'll be off to Phoenix, I'll be off to Florida. Okay, I got trips booked, but it doesn't matter if I say I'm coming home for 6 months, I can operate from here. Now, obviously, I'm going to be again watching that time zone, working more evenings than mornings, but still getting the job done. All right. And that is what it's about. So don't overcomplicate it. The systems will work from the UK. Okay. You can still use your VAs. You can still manage everything and make things happen. So let me know what you think. Hopefully this helps. Have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll get to them. I'll answer them. And I will see you on the next one. But again, working abroad is the best. Prioritizing your time, you'll be more efficient. You're going to be happier because you're at the beach, you're seeing family, you're traveling, you're in mountains, I don't know, whatever you want to do, it's an absolute must. So go ahead, do me a favor. This is what we need to do. Make sure you like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Okay, if you need any of my downloads, go to reinetwork.com/downloads, reinetwork.com/downloads, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, guys, thanks. Bye-bye.